Missouri. Quincy, Illinois, Chicago, heads up, Milwaukee, Madison, Cedar Rapids, Iowa. You're all going to get a lot of snow, very likely, and a lot of wind. We could see easily blizzard conditions with winds gusting over 50 miles per hour, that visibility cut to near zero in spots, and very heavy accumulating snow before it's all over on Wednesday afternoon. So, Julie, you're going to be talking about also, I believe, the severe side, because such a dynamic system will be able to support severe weather in the south.
Yeah, and we don't want to downplay that. There's a significant severe weather threat to the south of where all that snow is going to be falling. We're talking about the Gulf Coast here. So we are taking a look now at Pulaski, New York. That's where some more winter weather is going to be coming in. Actually, we are not doing that. We're going to do that next time. I want to talk more about this, though. This is where we're looking at that severe threat. Very likely to see severe weather in dark red here. We're talking about New Orleans. We're talking about Mobile, Hattiesburg, but really any of these areas stretching all the way back to Houston and into the Florida Panhandle could see strong winds, damaging severe weather, if not tornadoes, come tomorrow into Tuesday. All of the ingredients are there. We've got our system coming out of the west. We've got this moisture being pulled up here from the Gulf of Mexico. And then we have some spin in the atmosphere as well, the turning as we get into the higher levels of the atmosphere. All of those ingredients are what you need. They're all there, and we're going to be looking at a pretty dynamic system, as Dr. Postel mentioned, as we get into tomorrow afternoon, into the overnight hours as well, and into Tuesday morning. So that is where we're expecting some of the worst maybe weather to develop. We're talking about tornadoes possibly after dark when everyone is sleeping. So our Torcon, we'll go back to that if we skip through that. Our Torcon for tomorrow is looking pretty high. We've got a 5 here on the Torcon for places like Mobile, like New Orleans, Baton Rouge, Mobile. That is high. So it's a significant tornado threat there tomorrow across the Gulf Coast. And when we say a Torcon of 5, that means dangerous weather is expected. Tornado watches are likely. Could be strong tornadoes, EF2 or higher. And we do have to monitor the forecast a lot because, again, you're going to have a way to get those warnings before you go to bed. Also, looking at the fact that we are going to be dealing with flooding rains coming into these areas. Okay, now let's go to Pulaski, New York. More winter storm coverage coming all night long right here on the Weather Channel.
When moderate to severe ulcerative colitis takes you off course, put it in check with Rinvoq, a once-daily pill.
When I wanted to see results fast, Rinvoq delivered rapid symptom relief and helped leave bathroom urgency behind. Check.
When UC tried to slow me down, I got lasting steroid-free remission with Rinvoq. Check.
And when UC caused damage, Rinvoq came through by visibly repairing my colon lining. Check. Rapid symptom relief, lasting steroid-free remission.
And a chance to visibly repair the colon lining. Check, check, and check.
Rinvoq can lower your ability to fight infections including TB, serious infections and blood clots, some fatal, cancers including lymphoma and skin cancer, death, heart attack, stroke, and tears in the stomach or intestines occurred. People 50 and older with at least one heart disease risk factor have higher risks. Don't take up allergic to Rinvoq, as serious reactions can occur. Tell your doctor if you are or may become pregnant.
Put UC in check and keep it there with Rinvoq.
Ask your gastroenterologist about Rinvoq and learn how AbbVie can help you save.
Everything we build is from the ground up. Every great idea, every crazy idea, every next idea. Everything you see, everything you feel when you drive it. We put everything we have into our trucks, so you get everything out of them. Ram, trucks are what we do.
During the Ram Start Something New sales event, get $4,500 cash allowance on the purchase of virtually all 2024 Ram 1500 trucks.
Want to go somewhere amazing? Nice, right? But we're not there yet. Not this either. Finding the next epic place isn't the point. In a Nissan Pathfinder, the search is the adventure.
Only the Sleep Number smart bed lets you each choose your individual firmness and comfort, your Sleep Number setting, and actively cools or warms up to 13 degrees on either side. The Queen Sleep Number C2 smart bed is now only $990 plus special financing. Shop for a limited time, only at Sleep Number.
Ugh, a rash? Maybe it'll go away. Oh, how am I going to find a doctor I'll feel comfortable showing this to? A QR code? Okay. Oh, these great doctors are on ZocDoc? Dr. Taylor's a great listener. Meh. Well, who do you like? Dr. Stafford is available today, super understanding, and girl, he has seen way worse. Thanks, Rash.
You've got more options than you know. Book now.
After 50, sore joints, they can slow us down. I'm not ready for that. I found a secret to turn back the clock on my stiff, achy joints by years without products that just temporarily hide my symptoms and may have scary side effects. My secret? Instaflex Advanced.
Get a complimentary sample just by texting GLOW to 321321.
Instaflex Advanced targets the root cause of joint soreness and stiffness with a unique combination of 5 key natural ingredients found nowhere else. Key ingredients backed by 5 clinical studies. Instaflex Advanced is so powerful, I had better knees in just 1 week. You gotta try it.
Instaflex Advanced is the #1 selling joint brand at GNC, but you can only get your complimentary sample by texting GLOW to 321321. Plus, text now and we'll include a tube of Instaflex pain cream for fast-acting relief from the pain of arthritis, backaches, and sore muscles absolutely free. Text GLOW to 321321 today.
It's a cold, hard fact. No other news network out there is trusted more than the Weather Channel. Trusted to expertly time out your conditions.
This is the system that is headed your way.
Trusted to be the team that keeps you as ready for winter as we are. It's why America doesn't trust winter coverage to anyone else.
Good afternoon again. We're in Wellesley on the Big Hill at Elk Reservation. We have had a great afternoon because they've had 7 inches of snow. The kids, the adults have been out here loving the fact that it's really the first time in a couple of years they've had this much snow. Last year some kids were out here, they said it was like grass and snow mixed. Kind of like snowing in Georgia, sledding in Georgia. Meanwhile, we've got 3 great young ladies, Nora, Sophia, and Marlo. Did I get it right?
Yeah.
Yes! It's still working up here. You guys are just loving this, aren't you?
Yeah.
And look at this. She got her GoPro cam. Oh my gosh. So you've been recording some of your downhill ventures?
Yeah.
Okay, that's exciting. And the marketing genius of the movie industry, this is a Barbie Fun Boy blow up snowmobile.
I'm gonna die.
What will they think of that? Now, does this really work?
Not really.
Not really, I didn't think so. You guys want to show us your stuff?
Sure.
There we got Marlo, Sophia, Nora. You're going to be where are you going to be, Nora? In the back?
Probably, yeah.
Right in the back. Okay. Just a great afternoon out here. Just beautiful. Not too cold. Wind chills in the upper teens. But after a while, do you need a push?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. Here we go. Right on the back of Nora. Here we go. Down the hill. Nice run, gals. No flip outs. No spin outs, and past the bushes. If you can get past those bushes, that's a pretty good run. That's about as far as you're going to get. Nice job, ladies. Yes, that's the kind of day we're having out here. Dr. Postel, it doesn't get...
Yeah, Mike, that was excellent work out there on the hill. You know what? It's going to continue to snow for at least a couple more hours in the Northeast, parts of eastern Massachusetts for sure. Here's a live look from the Northeast where we're seeing that continuation of winter weather. And you can see that on the left. We are looking at some areas. Let's see. Where is that on the left? That is Museum of Science. Oh, there's Pennsylvania on the left and the Coast Guard shot on the right. Either way, it is a snowy time of it across parts of Pennsylvania, Connecticut, of course, Massachusetts. And after this storm moves away, there's another winter storm that's going to be coming in with much milder air and bring in maybe an initial burst of snow, but that won't last long. It's going to be basically a rain event with much warmer air coming in, temperatures going into the 50s in a lot of these locations, and we're going to see the combination of heavy rain and a dangerous snow melt. It is going to be a real flooding threat for us upcoming in the next 72 hours. So here's what we've had in the last couple of days, just to sort of set the stage and to show you what we're going to be contending with. A lot of snow has accumulated and continues still to accumulate in eastern New England from storm number 1. And you can see we've had in some cases well over a foot of snow. Heavy wet snow, a lot of water content in it. And in places that didn't snow, let's say in southern Jersey and other areas nearby, we also saw a lot of rain, so the soil's very wet even there. This is a problem because this next storm that's going to be developing over, let's say, the plains tomorrow will be moving northeastward. And as it does, it's going to bring a very moist atmosphere and eventually a lot of mild air with a threat for very heavy rain and even thunderstorms in the northeast. How about that? And of course, if that weren't enough, we're likely to see very strong winds circulating around that area of low pressure, which is going to be intense over the Great Lakes by midweek. Pressure likely underneath 980 millibars. So a heck of a lot stronger than the storm we've got now ongoing. This next one is much more powerful, but taking an entirely different track. One that snow lovers in the east hate because a track like that across parts of the Great Lakes brings all that milder air northward and really does no favors for the snow lovers in the region. So when you add up the amount of precip that could be indeed on the way, it's at least several inches, 3 to 5 plus, maybe more than that. With all that snow that's going to melt because the temperatures, remember, are going to climb. It's going to be a moist atmosphere. That's actually the best setup for melting snow, is having it a moist atmosphere, not dry, but moist. And we're going to have all of those ingredients to get significant runoff. And so the Weather Prediction Center at NOAA has already put this out for Tuesday and Wednesday, saying it's very likely going to be a flooding event in parts of New Jersey and eastern Pennsylvania, and of course areas surrounding that, all into southern New England. And I would contend that we also have to watch out for very significant flooding here for that heavy rain on top of even more snow that we've seen in the region. So this is a real problem for us, and timing it out shows you that we'll be moving in this precipitation likely on Tuesday morning, perhaps starting off as a bit of snow, as I mentioned. We might get that initial burst of snow, but then the winds pick up primarily out of the east, southeast, and southeast, bringing in much warmer air, and the rain and the heavy rain continues, Julie, late Tuesday, Tuesday night, and early Wednesday, flooding on the way.
All right, Dr. Postel, thank you very much. Coming up, our coverage continues on the Weather Channel. We'll be tracking winter storms Ember and Finn all night long. Team coverage continues.
I'm not just accomplished, I'm accomplishing. So I'm doing all I can to help lower my risk of breaking a bone.
For postmenopausal women with osteoporosis at high risk for fracture, taking calcium and vitamin D may not be enough. Adding Prolia is proven to help strengthen bones and reduce spine fracture risk by 68% with one shot every 6 months. Do not take Prolia if you have low blood calcium, are pregnant, are allergic to it, or take Xgeva. Serious allergic reactions like low blood pressure, trouble breathing, throat tightness, face, lip, or tongue swelling, rash, itching, or hives have happened. Tell your doctor about dental problems, as severe jawbone problems may happen with Prolia, or about pain in your hip, groin, or thigh, as unusual thigh bone fractures have occurred. Talk to your doctor before stopping, skipping, or delaying Prolia, as spine and other fractures have occurred. Serious side effects like low blood calcium, serious infections which could need hospitalization, skin problems, and severe bone, joint, or muscle pain have occurred.
I have so much more to accomplish.
Talk to your doctor about Prolia.
Hey, let's go.
Oh man, did I lock the car?
Lock your doors remotely with complimentary class-leading Blue Link Plus, available on the new Hyundai Tucson.
Hey, you should try new Robitussin Honey Medi-Soothers for long-lasting cough and sore throat relief. Try new Robitussin lozenges with real medicine and find your voice.
We really need to work on your people skills.
This is Poof, the most powerful pet odor eliminator in the world.
Oh!
It's safe for people, pets, and the planet. Powerful enough to eliminate the stink from any organic odor. Yet it's safe enough to use on pet toys, their beds, even on them. So why waste money on any product that doesn't totally eliminate the stink? There's only one, Poof. Available online and at these stores. If it's not Poof, it stinks.
I will never again lose to my brother, decided Issa, because I've switched to Consumer Cellular, and now I get the same coverage he's got for half the cost. I'm the one who wins. Birds, when freedom calls, we're here to answer.
Not another clogged drain. You need Drain Weasel, the amazing new drain snake that unblocks clogged drains in seconds. So fast, so easy, anyone can do it. The Drain Weasel removes blockages from any shower, sink, tub, any drain. The secret is the spinning handle and micro hook wands that lock onto grime and remove it every time. Drain Weasel comes with refillable wands, and Drain Weasel has over 20,000 reviews. Available at these fine retailers.
Your heart is the beat of life. If you have heart failure, entrust your heart to Entresto. Entresto helps improve your heart's ability to pump blood to the body. Don't take Entresto if pregnant. It can cause harm or death to an unborn baby. And don't take Entresto with an ACE inhibitor or aliskiren, or if you've had angioedema with an ACE or ARB. The most serious side effects are angioedema, low blood pressure, kidney problems, or high blood potassium. Ask your doctor if Entresto is right for you.
What? $6.99 for the DQ chicken strip basket. Oh, just $6.99 for the whole basket. But it's only for a limited time? Let's go get it right now. I'm driving. DQ, happy tastes good.
All eyes on the Northeast as the first significant snow of the season slams the region. States like Vermont, New York, Pennsylvania, and Maine are getting a blast of wintry weather. And as one storm moves out, another one's going to be moving in early in the upcoming week. The same area is looking to get a lot of heavy rain as this next system brings a lot warmer air into the region. And of course, we're timing out both systems with meteorologist Mike Seidel joining us live to give us a first-hand look at the conditions on the ground right now across parts of eastern Massachusetts. Hello, and thanks for joining our special live coverage of Dr. Greg Postel.
And I'm Julie Martin. We are getting a double dose of winter weather as we track Winter Storm Ember making its exit. Winter Storm Finn is cranking out snow in the west, but we want to begin with Ember as it continues to dump snow on the Northeast and New England. Let's take a look at the snow coming down here in Rhode Island. You are looking at conditions in the city of Providence where a winter weather advisory is in effect right now. So you're going to brace for more of the same before flakes are expected to taper off later on tonight. But for a closer look at where Ember is spreading the snow, let's turn things over to Dr. Greg Postel. A lot of changes in the last couple of hours with this system, Greg.
Yeah, Julie, I think I know where you're going. You and Jensen, or the weather producer, Jensen Burnett, we're just looking at some of the numbers coming out of Boston temperature-wise in the last few hours. We've gone from the mid-30s to the mid-20s. Clearly, a lot of cold air has moved in the last hour or two into eastern Massachusetts, bringing us from rain over to snow. This is a significant development. One was expected, of course, but we're watching now very heavy snow in eastern Massachusetts. Logan Airport now reporting a quarter-mile visibility in S+. That's heavy snow, temperature 27 degrees, and heavy snow moving right now across the Cape, all in response to the strengthening of that area of low pressure right now southeast of Nantucket. And this area of low pressure, you can see more of those circles pop up. That tells you that it is strengthening, that the central pressure is getting lower. And that's not meteorological nonsense. This is important because that process that's strengthening this system down, we think, to 992 millibars or so, which is pretty low on those home barometers, those ones that are out in the middle of the ocean. No, I'm just kidding. But the ones that say in eastern Massachusetts or in Martha's Vineyard, the barometers are on the low side of things. And that deepening rate is associated with significant forcing for precipitation on the cold side of it. So this is something we haven't seen really with the whole system's life cycle until right now. And this is an important issue because it's bringing very low visibility, very difficult travel conditions, and a ground stop at Boston's Logan. Right now with that north wind, this is gusting to 30 miles per hour, and that wind direction change from what was once an east or an east-northeast wind, let's say in eastern Massachusetts, is now now gone over to that north wind, and with the cooling aloft, we have enough there to support that heavy snow in the region. Again, this is not wraparound snow. There's no such thing. There is forcing for ascent and precipitation, and the dynamics have shifted into a way that is allowing snow to be produced in this region, coming down at a heavy rate. And notice the rain snow line. Check this out. It's moving across the Cape, at least according to the radar, and that's supported by ground truth observations. So here comes the snow across many areas of Cape Cod. And we're going to see that very heavy snow, 1 to 2 inch per hour snowfall rates. We saw that out of the National Weather Service in Boston, saying in the region they saw nearly 2 inches in an hour between, let's say, 1 and 2 o'clock this afternoon. So very significant snow, which has produced a lot accumulation in parts of northeastern Massachusetts and southeastern New Hampshire, over a foot. We've also seen over a foot in western Massachusetts and also over 8 inches in northern Connecticut. Delays are very significant, mentioning that ground stop at Logan in Boston, but there's going to be other delays, no doubt about that, in the Northeast. And there you go. There's right now the ground delay in Boston. So this is now an hour and 43 minutes. So the ground stop is over. So now we are into a ground delay of an hour and 43 minutes. So very significant still. And other locations, if you have plans on traveling out of the Northeast, be very careful, because not only are the roads real troublesome, with the snow, it's coming down hard. It's hard to keep up with that even for the plows. We are going to see very likely the snow continuing for a few more hours. So let's time this out. Last graphic I'm going to show you. The area of low pressure scoots on out, but still even later on this afternoon and evening, down East Maine, we'll continue to see the snow. Of course, much of the rest of coastal Maine will, even Portland. And then by about midnight tonight, it should be all over, with the storm rapidly moving out to sea, followed by at least some colder air working into the Northeast for tomorrow, with freezing. Julie, you were talking about this, flash freezing. So any wetness on the roads goes over to ice, very likely over tomorrow morning.
Yeah, you're absolutely right about that. Got to be careful out there. We want to get you caught up on what we know at this hour. Flight delays and cancellations are stacking up at major northeastern airports, with snow and ice causing ground delays at LaGuardia. We know that's now a delay there, about a couple hours, and Boston Logan this afternoon. Train service also taking a hit, with Amtrak canceling numerous trains along the vital I-95 corridor as heavy snow piles up. And over 14,000 homes and businesses have lost power in Massachusetts. Utility crews working around the clock to restore electricity in the region. Let's get into the thick of it right now. We want to get you out into the Boston Metro. That's where we find meteorologist Mike Seidel. Mike, I know the kids have been having a lot of fun out there in Wellesley, but the temperatures are dropping, at least in Boston.
They are. Logan Airport now 27. The winds are gusting to 32 miles an hour. Heavy snow. So they have finally changed over, and the ground's getting white right in the city. But until about an hour and a half ago or so, it was just wet streets. They had wet flakes. So there have been some additional cancellations in the ground delay program, but the ground stop has been lifted. So that helps out the planes circling in the air. Meanwhile, back here at the Sledding Hill in Wellesley, we've got the pride of Wellesley Middle School. We've got 8 guys that are suited up. This gentleman, no hat. You're hardcore, huh? Yeah. And they're hoping for a delay tomorrow as far as school goes. There they are. We'll show their faces. And look at this, the small guy in the back. What's your name, sir?
I'm Kevin, but I go by 7.
By 7? Mm-hmm. Kevin goes by 7. Okay, are we ready? This is the most we've had go downhill this afternoon. 8 in a train. Do I have to start somebody? Do I have to push, or what? How do you get this started? You just push? Okay, here we go. Try not to take anybody out. This is a very slow process. We don't have all afternoon. It's going to rain Wednesday. There we go. Let me help you guys. Oh my God. This is not the way it's supposed to turn out. Here we go. Let me pull you. Here we go. There we go. Oh gosh. There's been some kind of mix-up going down the hill. Well, that wasn't pretty, but they got down the hill nonetheless. Oh my gosh. Anyway, back to the snowfall. Mentioned Boston now getting snow. Worcester, those areas, and up towards the valley, the Valley Route 2 North, they've had as much as a foot of snow because everything fell with snow. Even last night in Natick, we were getting wet snow and rain. But lots of people out here. This is, I think, the biggest hill in the area.
Oh, yeah.
In this area, biggest hill by far?
Definitely.
Definitely.
No doubt.
No doubt. So, Julie, a lot of fun out here. We finally got the gang of 8 from Wellesley down the hill, as you saw. It wasn't an easy process, but they made it.
Yeah, it wasn't pretty. You're getting your workout, though, Mike, trying to pull all those kids. That's pretty impressive.
Yes.
I'm glad no one was in the way as the in Ballston Spa, New York. They were called out on an accident involving a snowplow and a car. Thankfully, though, nobody was hurt. Yeah, a lot of times people try to get around those snowplows, and just have to use your patience there. Don't want to be running into one by any means. Let's time out some of the big cities for you when it comes to Ember. We've been talking about Boston a lot. The temperatures dropped about 10 degrees this morning, and the snow has picked up as well. So looking at certainly a snowy situation in and around Boston where Mike is, but really throughout much of the state as well and into New England, where you're looking at heavy snow that's going to fall at least for another few hours, and that's going to pile up. So I think that we're looking at a situation where we thought we might see maybe just a couple of inches, but we could get a lot more than that, as we've already seen a couple of inches in Boston, almost 2 inches in just the past couple of hours. So this is a look at 6 o'clock tonight. Still plenty of snow everywhere you look here, all across New England. It's going to eat away, though, as we get into the evening hours. So around 7, 8 o'clock, we start to see it pull off to the north and northeast, and we are dry by around 9 o'clock this evening here in Boston. I did mention earlier, though, whatever is wet out there is going to freeze. So get out there, shovel the driveways now, do whatever you need to do outside on your sidewalks to make them safe for when you head out tomorrow morning. Looking here at this map, well, we already know this is not going to be the case. Our models indicated maybe just an inch or so of snow throughout these regions. We already know we've gotten more than that, so be prepared for those numbers to really so we'll see some conditions improve by the time all of this ends tonight and into tomorrow in a place like Providence as well, where we're seeing some heavy snow continuing to fall even by this evening, and then it does pull away again. So really just another few hours of this and then we're done with it. But we have our eyes on the Northeast for another reason as well, Greg, because we've got another system that's poised to come in by Wednesday, and that could be a big problem.
Yeah, Julie, you're right, because it's going to bring a lot of rain and warmer air to places that have snow on the ground already, but it's going to start in the west. So as the snow and rain